This is the video version of the Division Z podcast, which is streamed live on Twitch every single Saturday at 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to watch the live version of this podcast, go ahead and follow me on Twitch. A link is in the description. We've got a special episode of the Division Z podcast on tap for everybody today. Welcome to Z1620. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Hello. How's it going?
Going pretty good.
Happy to be here.
So if you guys don't know who Z1620 is, he's also a zombie streamer. He is a custom map maker, and he is our first ever special guest on the Division Z podcast.
That is true, yes.
We got a big momentous occasion here. But yeah, first things first, how's everyone doing today?
Good. I'm good.
What about you, Cosmic? What's up?
Good, yeah?
Yeah, you're good, yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, yeah? Yeah, I'm doing great.
Alrighty. So, I do have a couple questions actually lined up for Z, because the whole topic of custom zombie making, it's kind of fascinating to me because, you know, we play custom zombies a lot, and, you know, sometimes we don't often get to see what goes behind the scenes into what's going on. We got that one guy. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. But first things first, I think this is like the inaugural question that we're going to ask for Zombies guests here on the Division Z podcast. What's your favorite Zombies map?
Are we talking Treyarch or customs?
Just anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Oh man, that's a
If it makes
can
it
of worms.
easier, you could
Okay, so
Treyarch
for
map, and then
Treyarch
custom.
maps, number 1 for me is Transit. Number 2 is
Epic.
Origins. For customs, it's probably Wanted by Z-Roy.
Interesting. Transit at number 1, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Why
mean,
is Transit
it's a
number 1?
I
Yeah.
love big maps,
Well, there you go.
Fair enough.
and that map is huge.
It literally is
It's-
size.
Yeah. How many Nocturne Totens did the Smith place say it was? Like 100 and
Was it like
something?
140, was it? I don't know.
Something like that. The new unit of measurement that we're gonna do for zombies. How many Nocturne Totens is a map?
Yeah, I saw that.
But yeah, anyways, so I guess the first thing I definitely gotta ask you is, you know, it might sound kind of like a vague question, but what goes into creating a custom zombies map? Like, how do you gather the assets? How do you gather models and, you know, code what you need to code in order to make it happen? As someone who knows next to nothing about any of that, what goes into that process?
Well, when you get BO3 mod tools installed, it comes with all of the assets for BO3 models, textures, everything in there. So you have all of that stuff given to you from Treyarch. You just load up your test map, and you can, you know, start building from there with whatever vision you have in your mind. When it comes to the scripting and the coding end of it, I don't know how to do that. Just happy to have people in the, you know, modding community that are willing to help out and are, you know, good at scripting, are, you know, willing to help out other mappers get their Easter eggs and such done for them. So that's awesome.
Interesting, yeah, because so Treyarch just gives you everything. That's
well, you mod tools with all the assets is 100 gigabyte download.
wow.
So it's quite a big. You can. There are ways to go ahead and grab models from other COD games. So that's definitely a possibility. If you wanted, you know, for example, AW models, you could grab those, bring them into your map.
That's pretty cool.
That's really interesting. So, like, how do you find the models then? If, you know, because obviously Treyarch can't give you an AW model, so how do you find those?
There's a program we use, and it loads. You load up into the game, load the program, and then you can just search. You know, like canister. I don't know, it'll grab you all the canister models from that.
Wow.
That particular, whether if you're on a multiplayer map, you know, a campaign, whatever, you can grab it.
That's that's pretty interesting, honestly. Just cause it's me. In my head, I like imagined that it was just this some meticulous process of like going into game coding and like trying to pull things big. But that's just because I don't know. I don't really know what the process is there. But that's really interesting. That number one, Treyarch just straight up gives you everything, which I guess that makes sense because Black Ops 3 mod tools, and then you just kind of search up the models, Advanced Warfare. That's fascinating, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things about using mod tools. If you have something that you want to create, you can pretty much make it in mod tools.
That's pretty awesome, actually. So how does it go about then making your own custom model? Do you still use Black Ops 3 mod tools for that with certain assets from there, and you kind of Frankenstein something together, or is there a other separate program for you to do that?
As far as models go, you just kind of use what's there. They drag into your map and you just drop them in place. You can create anything using brushes and patches in mod tools. So you can create rope, you can like anything.
Okay. So you just straight up create it in Black Ops 3 mod tools. Nice. Shoot, talking about it kind of makes me want to maybe try to download it and try something for myself here. Like,
I would love to make a map. Like, I have so many cool ideas, but actually doing it, I feel like would be like impossible for me.
It's a bit of a learning curve, I'm not gonna lie. I was deer in headlights when I had it installed, and honestly had no clue. I was blessed that I had people in the modding community who were willing to basically hold my hand and help me get through making my very first map. So that was really awesome, and since then it's just been learn a little bit here, learn a little bit there, and your skills slowly increase. It's not something where you're going to load in mod tools and produce, an epic custom map within a couple days. That's just not going to happen. So things take time. I've seen and heard of maps in the workshop taking upwards of 2 to 3 years to get made.
Wow.
So there's, when you're playing the custom maps, try and shout out the creators, because these guys have definitely put in, long hours to get it created. So
absolutely, man. I mean, shoot, 2 to 3 years for some of these maps. I mean, that's longer than some of the development cycles in gaming. Actually, it is longer because Call of Duty's got that 1 year back to back thing, but that's impressive.
And with that, you got to remember they have a whole team. For example, my map, it was basically me and my scripter that did the map, bug tested it, before release. So, sometimes you find bugs in custom zombie maps, and it's not because the map was poor or anything like that. It's just we don't have the team behind us to go and hunt all of these bugs and glitches and things like that. So what is life, please? Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. So it can take a long time to get it, where, like, when I first played my map, when it was done, we thought we were good. I released it and we found 4 god glitches that we totally didn't even think about. So I had to go back in and fix that, so you couldn't do that. But these are things it's tough to catch when there's only 2 people play testing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that just goes to show you the, that's the impressiveness of custom map makers, that they can go through this without a huge team behind them and then still create product, a certain map, a certain experience that oftentimes can be even better than something Treyarch has done in the past too.
Exactly.
It just comes to show you that this community, the zombies community, is amazing. I mean, I think there's so much creativity here that I don't think zombies would ever get old just because of custom zombies. And all the map makers out there, huge hats off to you guys, because y'all are pretty much keeping the community alive in its down times. You know what I mean?
Yep, true that.
Because our community thrives off stuff like this. Like, we should be at the deadest period of like zombies right now. You know, we have Black Ops 4, which didn't do well. Like some people enjoyed it, which is fair enough, but overall people weren't interested. And now we're kind of in this weird middle bit where there's no trailers for the next COD, so we can't really get hyped. But here comes these awesome maps that are getting the community riled up like it's like a Treyarch thing.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's amazing to see. Like, we don't need Treyarch really anymore for like, you know. I'm not saying that. That sounds bad.
There's a bold statement.
Before, okay, we need Treyarch, but before we solely relied on them for content, I think. But now we don't need them as much. So if a flop like BO4, it, like, you know, we're getting maps that we all enjoy and overall are really impressive.
The other thing I love about the, you know, modding community for BO3 customs is some of the amazing original ideas that you've seen while playing these custom maps.
Oh yeah.
Things that you would have never even fathomed you would be doing in a zombies game.
Absolutely.
Some of the custom stuff that's brought in is truly amazing. The weapons, custom wonder weapons, just amazing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, just the thing that comes, you know, the top of my head, of course, you know, Leviathan. I would never have thought to put, you know, what went into that map. I personally would have never have thought to put certain things in that map, like the trident and, you know, the harpoon gun, which, I mean, it fits the ocean setting, but I don't think a whole lot of people have delved deep into the ocean setting for zombies before, besides, you know, maybe some other modders out there that I might not even know. But it's just one of those things too where you go, yeah, it's very impressive. And Europa, you know, that just recently came out with the custom scavengers, and that's cool. You know, that's something from however many years ago was Black Ops 1, like that was like 9-10 years ago already.
Yeah.
And we're still finding new things to do with the old things that we know and love and making them even better. It's awesome. It's really awesome.
Ever Roblox Studios on Z's PC.
Roblox
That's for my
Studio.
Son. That's for my son.
Yo, Roblox custom zombies maps. That is what we're gonna do now.
It's actually a thing, by the way.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Well, before I had a PC, the closest thing I could get to custom zombies was probably going onto Roblox and typing in zombies. I'm finding Nactor and Toten and trying to use the mystery box, and it doesn't work, and then it just kicks me out for no reason.
Ever and Professor Weewoo, sure, he's been caught. It's for my son, sure.
Oh man. But another thing that I noticed too, which I thought was really cool, is, you know, your map Todesrunen. I think that's how you say it, but I'm not German. It's on Zombie Records. So I was wondering how did that process go about? How did you get your map on Zombies Records? Did they go, hey, we want to put your map on Zombies Records, or like what happened there?
I was approached to be a member of their staff team to help with the custom zombie submissions.
Nice.
And then they restructured, and I didn't end up being in the staff. But they just approached me and ended up wanting to put it on the map. Then they have to play test it to make sure it's solid for high rounds.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see that my map was stable enough to survive around 100 attempt. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And that's how that came to be. Literally, one of them popped in my stream and just kind of mentioned it to me.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. I mean, yeah, that even like a custom map has the, I don't want to say notoriety, because notoriety is like a bad connotation, right? But like it has the everyone knows about it aspect that, you know, the actual leaderboard for the zombies community is like, yeah, we want to do that. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, it must have given you like quite a lot of pride over the map, just because some, like a group like them that are very what's the word? We'll say professional. You know, they're a pretty well established website, and they're doing a lot for the zombie community as well, because the record community is quite big as well. That's a lot of people are into that, and I'm going to start getting into that. But to have them come to you and be like, "We want to put your map on our website," must have been pretty. Like, you must have been a pretty good feeling.
That's basically, you make a map, you spend hours and hours and hours producing this, you play test it, you get your friends to come in and test it, you think you've done a good job, you feel like it's an enjoyable map to play, and then, you release it. And to have a response like that where they would like it on the leaderboards, all of the comments on the map, it's very motivating to go back and to continue to work for even longer and harder on your next map to produce something better. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that would definitely be a huge motivator for me as well. Just keep up the grind, man. That's basically life, that's what I like to think, at least. I don't know. Life is just one big grind. Got to keep pushing,
Yeah. But then bits of motivation help you do it. Like,
oh yeah.
Like
Oh, I think your microphone kind of glitched out a little bit there. Repeat what you said, Cosmic.
Oh, my mic. Oh, and little bits of motivation that help you to keep going with like tasks you're on now and tasks later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
So you got a comment in the chat. Hey, can we? Well, I'm doing the podcast right now. Welcome to the stream, Mob Muds. But maybe next time I do a playing with viewers stream on Modern Warfare, then we could maybe do something like that. But I appreciate you watching. But yeah, it's really
welcome in Mad Hatter Gal. Welcome in Ever. Hope you guys are doing amazing.
Like, it's really interesting to me to see, that custom zombies is even a thing at all. I mean, could you imagine the zombies community right now if we never had custom zombies? Let's thought exercise. How many people would have already moved on, and how many videos would we have lost to oblivion? How many things would not have happened without custom zombies? I think honestly the zombies community would have kind of fizzled out in a way, as it's sad as it is to say. But the thing that I like to think, though, is nothing is truly dead nothing is truly dead because there's always going to be one person playing it. But as far as like the content goes and what happens on YouTube and the community and things like that, I think that would definitely, for lack of a better word, like kind of die out and be replaced by something else. I would like to think a lot of these zombies guys would go to potentially multiplayer to keep up the Call of Duty content, but at the same time, you had guys like Mr. Lexify who tried out Overwatch for a little bit. He did a few Fortnite videos. Smith Plays went over to Fortnite. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling at this point. What do you guys think? A world without custom zombies, what would it be like?
I don't know how many round 100 challenges I could do.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know how many Easter eggs I could like repeat. Like, I don't know. When you do an Easter egg, I don't really see the purpose of doing it again unless you're just wanting to do it for like a stream or like a video or something. Because like when they're like, unless it's not one like Origins or the Rising Jack, where it's fun, but I don't know. I think a lot of the passion would be gone, to be quite frank.
The burnout.
It certainly would be tough to keep up the original content without customs. There's only so many challenges you can do playing zombies.
Absolutely.
I know there's a lot, but there is a limit. Like, there's only so many things you can try to do while playing zombies. So I think at this point, without customs, we'd probably run dry.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely.
And you'd start to have to rehash and, do challenges over and stuff.
And top 5, a lot more top 5s.
Well, my favorite thing about zombies is when you go into a new map and you open that next door and you have no idea what is in there.
Yeah.
and you just walk in, and it's that first, you got the last zombie somewhere, and you're just like, oh my god, this is so cool. What does this do? Can I pick this up? Is that something I can interact with? That's my favorite part.
Totally agree with that, man. You know, thank you for the follow, Mob Muds. Much appreciated. Officially welcome to the channel. But yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, I want to, whenever I want to feel a new experience in zombies, of course you turn to custom zombies. It's always that feeling too. Like, think back to the first time you ever played your favorite map. You know, like for me, my favorite map is Mob of the Dead. You know, I can remember playing that map for the first time so vividly, and just the atmosphere just captivated me immediately. And I remember I got together with a group of my friends, and we went to the Golden Gate Bridge, and we thought we were like the best zombies players ever. We're like, oh my gosh, we beat the Easter egg. The Golden Gate Bridge was the Easter egg on Mob of the Dead, guys. We totally did it. You know, and it was, I don't know, it's just one of those things where I just go, you know, just that enthusiasm that people have for zombies it's amazing to me. And the game mode as a whole really brings you in, and that's the joy of customs as well. You know, kind of going back to that.
I think especially at the start as well, when you're just getting into it. And what's up, the Flaming Gamer? Welcome to the stream. Like, you don't know how much depth like this whole game has to it. Like with this and custom zombies. Like, maybe you go into a custom zombie map thinking there's not an Easter egg. Turns out there is an Easter egg in the map, and it's really good. Like, you know.
Absolutely.
There's been some Easter eggs in customs, I will say, that are on par with Treyarch Easter eggs, if not better.
Absolutely. Oh, that's without a doubt. I mean, like the Wanted. I played Wanted earlier in the week, and literally the boss fight was Leroy from Buried. You know, like what a fun little addition to a Western town. And I don't know, things like that kind of make me go, well, maybe Wanted was buried before it became Buried, and that's why Arthur, like, you know, just kind of some fun little things to think about there. But
and continuing with that thread, there's a Buried custom, and in the map there's a dead Leroy.
Oh,
so
no.
You know, you got like the above ground Wanted, you know, and then we go to Buried, and then we got the other Buried.
Oh my goodness.
Leroy
dies. Oh man, I gotta check that out then. So someone remade Buried for Black Ops 3?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm gonna check that out. I kind of want to play that.
I've seen that. Is it just like that part of the map, or is it the whole map that's been made?
It's kind of like their version of it.
Okay, so there's some like okay.
It's completely different, but it definitely has the Buried feel.
It feels like Buried, and there's a lot of similarities. When you go on it, you'll be like, this is pretty, like, this feels like Buried.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll definitely have to check it out. Is it just Buried, or is there any other special name for it?
I'll send you the link after stream.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely interested in that. I think I'll play that later in the week. That sounds fun. But yeah, talking about the whole content going dry for Call of Duty and zombies, it's when it comes to the community, still no trailers.
Still no trailers for Black Ops 5, Cold War, Infinite Warfare 2, Advanced Warfare 3, whatever they're going to call it.
Yeah, totally.
No trailers.
It's a little confusing.
Absolutely. I mean, by all means, if they need to take more time to make a really good game,
take it.
Take the time.
For the love of God, just take it. We don't want another Black Ops 4.
But I feel like they need to open up a little more communication with the community, though. Just being like, you know, we're working on the game. You know, give us like a screenshot or something, right? To get us excited. Because right now everyone's just kind of scratching their heads and going, I guess we'll play Modern Warfare. Or, I guess we'll play more Black Ops 4, I guess. You know, especially for the zombies guys. But
yeah. For sure. Well, and I also feel like whether or not there's going to be enough time to get that game complete for this year's release, I hate to say it, but I feel like it's coming no matter what, because Activision wants that release.
Oh, for sure. I think at the very, very latest, it would be like end of November. At the very latest, that would be my opinion. Just because it's the holidays, it's getting to be the holiday season.
Yeah.
I see it as they want to do an October release, so they can do as we all know, it'll be there, an in-game event with supply drop purchases for November, December.
Yeah, that's probably most likely because
here,
I don't know.
What I've heard from the game so far is that these are current leaks, so it's nothing too much. But the multiplayer is pretty much in a playable state, but and campaign is mostly done. Because we gotta remember, from what the leaks are saying, so take this with a big grain of salt. That Sledgehammer are working on it before, and it was supposed to be a Vietnam game, and they finished the campaign, and I'm pretty sure they're just reusing everything from that, and the multiplayer is pretty much done. So, and a lot of the stuff like Zombie Chronicles 2, will probably be moving over to that. So,
I would also, there's going to be a lot of reused assets in this game.
Yeah,
probably.
There can be a lot of BO3, a lot of BO4 assets in here due to time constraints.
Most likely, I think. Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing, though. I don't particularly mind a reused asset if it's done right, because, we just talked.
Let me jump in right there.
Yeah.
All of Mod Tools, if you think about it,
I was just about to say.
Map, is based on the stock assets for BO3 zombies.
Yep. I was just about to say, custom zombies is literally the entire thing is reused assets. So it's like, I don't mind if the game is reused assets.
Done right,
just
if
do
it's
it right.
Done properly, you can do it, and you can make it look completely brand new.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm pretty sure before, when they had the 2-year cycle for games, for the most part, they would use a lot of reused assets for the next game, just because even though they're a big studio and they have a lot of staff, it's still quite. I imagine it'd be quite hard to push a game out in that amount of time whilst you're working on your main game for part of the year, half the time you have. So I feel like we're probably quite used to it already, and when it does come, it won't feel as not as bad.
The only worry for me becomes the creative process for creating new in a shorter time frame can be very challenging.
True.
So that's my only worry is that. But as far as I know, I've heard. Ether Storyline is going to be rebooted, and if that's the case for zombies, I'm excited for it. But please don't give us the BO4 styles. Take it back. Give us the original. BO3 system, BO2, whatever. Just don't give us the BO4 one. I'm not a fan of that at all. And simplistic playstyle. For me, the amount of different types of zombies as you progress through rounds on BO4 is exhausting.
Agreed.
You've got your 4 elementals. You've got your mini bosses. You've got your big bosses. You've got more than one mini boss. To me, it's that was just too much. BO3 was a good balance of it. The Margos didn't, they weren't everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
So,
I'd
like to see them
agree.
a little bit more simpler as far as that goes. But give us back the original perk system.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, man. It's one of those things where I liked a lot of the perks from Black Ops 4, like Victorious Tortoise and Dying Wish. I don't care if people are like, oh, well, that's just a crutch perk. It's just a perk to play the game, and you can choose to buy it or not in your game. You don't have to use Dying Wish. You don't have to use Victorious Tortoise. I like the perks because they got a lot of power to them, and they do help you survive, But, yeah, it's one of those things where you just go, why do I have to have 50 catalysts in the round here for Voyage of Despair or 9? I've already got a bunch of gladiators to deal with, and I've expressed very, very often on my channel how much I think the catalysts just completely ruined the Chaos storyline and just completely ruined, or not the storyline, but they ruined the Chaos maps. and they
The
ruin.
flow, it doesn't. Yeah.
They ruin the flow of the map, and they're just the worst enemy type we've ever seen in any zombies experience, just because
That's
they're
where
just
you're
that
wrong.
ridiculous.
It's just, to me, it was just too many different types of enemies.
Yeah.
I'll say this, right? Who obviously we all remember Advanced Warfare, right? And we had the EMZs, right? That's what
Right.
Well, the way I would see to fix them is if you want to have them in the game, fine, but have them on their own separate round. Like where a few spawn in, and then you're like, okay, I gotta be careful, or I'll lose my exosuit. But since there's only a few of them, it's fine. It's the fact that they're throwing in normal zombies and all these other types that you pretty much, when you're countering one, the other one will get you.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. Like the game's set up for you to fail. It's like with the tight corridors and the wide spread of zombies in Black Ops 4. It's like the maps that they've made for the game, the engine don't work with it. Like if it was in Black Ops 3, the maps would be a lot better. Like I think Voyage for one would be.
Hey, Coconut, welcome in.
Voyage would be what? You kind of cut out there, Cosmic. Well, I'm not sure what happened to Cosmic's mic, but
Can you hear me?
now I can hear you.
Yep.
You cut out there for a second on my end, at least. I don't know if you cut out on the other.
Yeah, you cut out for me too.
Okay, it's my connection a bit funny. Hopefully I don't lag out or something. But what I was saying is Voyage is probably one of the worst maps ever, but that's because it's on Black Ops.
That's because it's on Black Ops 4.
The worst, yeah, because the engine.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely my least favorite of all time.
Visually speaking, I like all of BO4 zombie maps.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Same
absolutely.
here.
I think like especially maps like Ancient Evil. I think Ancient Evil nails the aesthetic of a hidden Greek city under the ground.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's such a cool map to look at. And
Yeah.
then you remember, oh, I gotta play with elementals and skeletons and the 6-arm
Skellies?
dude.
I'm okay with skellies. That can be that's fine by me. More skellies the better.
You know what's funny to me though? Like every time I get the skeletons, I always, especially when it's the last one in the round, right? I'll shoot him. I swear it's in the head, but then the dude will just crumple up into a pile of bones like a dry bones and then rebuild himself. And it's like, come on, I just want to end the round.
It's just like no. It just comes back.
Exactly. But yeah, Voyage of Despair would definitely, I think, be a better map on a Black Ops 3 engine, but it still wouldn't be the greatest thing ever because you still have to deal with Blight Fathers and the Stokers.
Yeah.
Because my assumption would be that even though it would be on a Black Ops 3 engine, it would still have the same spawn rates as Black Ops 4. It would just be the movement system of the zombies is different, and the player system and the perks and the creator class and all that is different.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just me or not, but I feel like on BO4, it's harder to train him into a tight circle.
No,
Yeah,
definitely. I definitely agree
like
with that.
say BO3, where you can train him in a phone booth. You know what I mean? If you're good.
Yeah.
Whereas BO4, I feel like if you do that, you're done.
Yeah, there's no getting out of that alive. Unless,
The
that's the thing. You need a specialist weapon, and that's why the whole, the creator class thing. I don't personally mind the creator class. I think it's a good addition. It's just some of the modifiers could have been a little bit better or changed. Because most of the time I just find myself using like the stamina modifier just so I can run faster, so I can train better because that's like
It's
half
hard
the
to-
game.
Yep.
Yeah.
A couple other things that I'm not a fan of on BO4 is in order to get quick reload, you essentially have to spend $10,000 to buy all 4 perks.
Oh yeah, that's not
So it's
cool.
a $10,000 perk.
Yeah, and the Pack-a-Punch, quadruple Pack-a-Punch for essentially knockoff double tap.
What a stupid idea. I'm sorry, but Like, here's the argument: we got rid of these perks because they are crutch perks, but they still kind of add them in, like throughout other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, my thing would be the perfect perk system is have like 5 or 6 perk machines on the map, right? 4 of them being the classic 4, and then a few other, ones, right?
Right.
And then have a Wonder Fizz machine. And then, when they want to add in a new perk,
They put that on the Wonder Fizz.
Yeah, like if they wanted to, they could go to the extent where like they add the perk machine onto the map, like Mule Kick with Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
You know how they went and added it back. They could do that if they wanted to. But they just wanted an easy way out to add in new perks and have nostalgia still. They could just do that because we didn't have Electric Cherry in Black Ops 3 technically, did we, in any of the maps?
No, it was all in the Wonder Fizz, yeah.
So back then I don't think people were like, oh, I want Electric Cherry on this map so bad, like, because like you got it, and it would have been nice to see it, but I just think there's a better way to go around it, like the whole system, and maybe make the perk limit like, if their whole thing is it's not balanced, but they're going to give us like the crutch perks one way or another, they could just make it so we have like we can buy all the perks on the map maybe, or there's like an easy way to do it.
Interesting.
I know that's kind of like you become really overpowered that way, but if we're looking at it, we already get pretty much the 4 base perks in Black Ops 4, and then we get 4 other perks.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, it's like essentially it's just Jug is replaced by a health bar, which I think only for Black Ops 4 that would work because of the the system that they implemented. Obviously,
Yeah.
I here's the huge problem with Black Ops 4. I think with the gameplay of it is the double tap situation, because double tap is like a go-to perk pretty much for Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, in my opinion. And if they wanted to do something, and my idea would be put double tap in the game as a perk. If we had to recreate Black Ops 4, I would say bring double tap as a perk, and then Bandolier Bandit, the one that gives you more ammo, that's the modifier for double tap.
Yeah.
So that you still have the best of both worlds, I'd like to think. So, and you got a lot of custom perks that the community makes as well. Like the one off the top of my head that I can think about is Vigor Rush, and that's on Leviathan, and that's on Europa, and that's essentially double tap 3.0, where you get explosive bullets for whatever gun you're using, and it's gives you a lot more power, and then you pair that with double tap, it's like you're OP at that point. But it doesn't, I don't know, to me that kind of doesn't matter, because that's a perk that you can optionally get. Kind of goes back to my argument when I said about the crutch perks, like, oh well, they got rid of Jug and then they're gonna add Victorious and Dying Wish, crutch perks. At one point or another, a perk is going to be crutch, no matter, or like when you use the perk to its best potential, it's going to be a crutch perk for you and your play style.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of perks, That's the whole point. You buy the perk to get a special ability so you can live longer. It's still a crutch. If you didn't buy any perks, then you're not using any crutches.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say Mule Kick is a crutch perk just because it gives you more ammo.
Yeah, you get a third weapon, and some people
you can survive longer.
Yeah, some people want a third weapon that fits their play style. I personally would never run Mule Kick that often, but you know what? If they can use that perk to their advantage and make it work, that's a crutch perk for them.
Well, I guess for camping it is. Like, if your playstyle is camping, it is a crutch perk, because if you're camping, the ideal perk loadout you're probably going to want is going to involve Mule Kick.
I never understood even the statement of crutch perks.
Yeah.
Because you buy what you want.
Exactly.
So, It just never made sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I like I was saying before too, where it's like, yeah, a lot of people have their own different play styles, and I use the term crutch perk here as, going off of what other people consider crutch, and going off of what, a lot of people throw that term around in the community a lot, like this is crutch, the Apothecary Servant is crutch, the Thunder Gun, that's kind of the point. People play the way they want to play the game. I don't have to agree with it. I can agree with it 100%, and that's the whole point.
To be honest, I don't think crutch perks were a thing until Treyarch called them that. I mean, I know they're there and they've just named it, but was anyone really complaining about how perks were the problem?
The only real complaint was the perkaholic.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because people were like, now you can pay to get all the perks,
That's a microtransaction sort of issue, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they really wanted to make the game more balanced, you think they would kind of nerf the wonder weapons maybe, and not the perks.
But there's another issue that I had a discussion with another zombies community member, and it's you too OP in BO4, and that's why nobody really wants to grind it as much, because you start with Ragnaroks.
Interesting.
You don't have to build them. You don't have to obtain them. You have them.
Yeah.
And they can be ready to go by round 2 or 3.
Yeah, the grinding aspect of zombies in Black Ops 4 is non-existent.
Speaking for myself, I managed to build rags on DE and build a bow on DE. I'm not ending my game in 5 rounds after doing that.
Because that's so much effort.
I'm going to grind for a round, right?
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
in BO4, it's like, oh, look, I got stage 2 Ragnaroks on level 6.
Oh, yeah.
You're dead, and it's just, to me, I think that's part of the issue.
That's such a good point.
That is a good point. I mean,
the other thing for me was, I hit on console before I switched over to PC on BO3. I was 100% zombies, Prestige Master 1000, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I looked at that for BO4 because it's kind of what I wanted to do, because I like doing that on the zombies side of things. However, 3,600 headshots per weapon. No thanks. It was just too much. It was... BO3 felt like it was, you could look at it and you're like, holy crap, okay, I think I can get that done. BO4, I look at it and it's like, I'm not even gonna try. Are you kidding me?
I don't
3,600 headshots with a Welling? I can't even pack a punch it, because then it's explosive and I can't get headshots.
Dude.
So that's gonna take me how many games?
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, as someone who has got Dark Matter and Black Ops 4 zombies, it was definitely a huge grind, and the Welling and the Essex were just, it was just a nightmare to do, because they suck.
Sick.
Do you think what would you think would be a good way to balance that sort of problem? Do you think it would be
slashes,
or
for the challenges?
Yeah,
reduce the number. I mean, they did that for box weapons. It was a update halfway through Black Ops 4's life cycle, where all the box weapons requirements got cut in half, because it's random and you don't know. You can't really. You'll get them out of the box.
Maybe 1,200.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a reasonable number.
3,600.
Yeah.
Because 1,000 kills, 1,000 headshots, because you have to, obviously you're not gonna hit all your headshots. You're not gonna get the weapon you want right away if it's a mystery box weapon. By the time you get to even 1,000 kills in a weapon, it could be round 25. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? At that number, there's potential to finish a gun in a game if you're a decent zombies player.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that it would make me personally want to go in and grind it, whereas knowing I'm going to need 20 games minimum to even get close to finishing a Welling or an Essex,
Yeah.
No thanks. Like, I don't even want to do that.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you have to do attachment and non-attachment kills after you get all the base ones. So
Oh my god.
it's not like
Yeah.
it's not like you could actually go in one game and grind the whole thing. You do have to eventually end your game, but I totally get what you mean by 20 plus games later. Oh, I got all the headshots done for the Welling. Now I got to kill mini bosses.
Yeah.
You know,
And so
it's rough.
And I know some people have, for content, grinded out to 1,000 in BO4 and all dark matter and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But behind the scenes, they don't enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, after a while, man, I was, here's the thing. I liked playing zombies. Because no matter what game it is, even if it's like Black Ops 4 isn't the best zombie experience out there, but I still enjoy playing a lot of the Black Ops 4 maps just because I like playing zombies, But the grind of it, definitely at times I just went like, this is fucking stupid. Like getting a gun out of the mystery box to try to grind a camo is, you won't get the gun until like round 30 sometimes.
Never been a big fan of anything RNG based.
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I mean, Easter egg steps where you have to get something out of the box. In my opinion, if I need something for an Easter egg step, make it obtainable. Make me do a quest.
Yes.
Make me find it. Make me build it.
Mm-hmm.
Make me kill a mini boss mid-game to get it. Do not make me sit there and sit in front of a mystery box and just hope I get something out of it. To me, that's
not fun.
And it's
like, bad design too.
I don't understand like how that you're just sitting there spamming in the box. Like, there's so much other things you can do. Especially we've all played custom, so we can see there is definitely millions of different possibilities on how to obtain or do something within a map. So
exactly.
Like on my next map I'm working on, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be either findable, buildable, or obtainable.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't I'll never make a map where something is needed that you have to get out of the box. That's just something I will never do.
Yeah, no.
If you need it, you will be able to get it one way or another.
Do you think the devs play their game? I mean, I know they do, but how could one of them think, oh yeah, it's gonna be so fun, like hitting a mystery box for like an hour trying to get a weapon I need?
Well, I mean, I can see the thought process would be, it's random, and I get that. I get that, right? So you might be able to get the Easter egg done round 10. You might be able to get it done round 60. Who knows what that box is going to give you? So, I mean, I understand that, but I think there's other ways to do it. If you need, let's just use Gersh, for example. Say that is something you absolutely have to have. Mm-hmm. And it's so vitally important for you to have it to complete your Easter egg that why don't you make that the toughest challenge to obtain?
Yeah.
That to me is more enjoyable than spamming a box for 50,000 points to get it out of the box. When maybe 100%. I can kill a Brutus that spawns in, just as an example, with like 1,000,000 health. It takes like 10 rounds to kill the guy, but you get the Gersh device 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that to me is way more enjoyable, way more challenging, and more replayability to a map.
For sure. I mean, it's like the Panzer on Der Eisendrache. You kill him for the first time, you get the Ragnarok part. Brutus on Blood of the Dead. You kill him the first time, you get the key for the shield. It's so like they can do it. They can definitely do it. Sometimes they just don't choose to.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you can even like hide stuff in plain sight.
Absolutely.
And with the scripting and coding, that the skill level that is out there in the community, you literally can do anything. You can have something appear, disappear. I mean, there's so many different possibilities.
Yeah, I think it's coming to the point now where I think Treyarch, and who knows, maybe they are and we don't know. Treyarch should really, really start paying attention to to the custom community more and seeing the people who make maps and go, okay, this guy made something really interesting.
Jump in on you there, because there's been a few members of the modding community that have moved over to Treyarch.
Awesome.
Wow.
So I do believe they are keeping their eyes on it.
That's awesome.
And you just know that the people that go over there are the people that care, if you know what I mean. Like, since they did this as like a sort of side passion and they've moved over there to do it as their job, you know they're going to care.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I love hearing that. I love hearing that, man. I mean, that gives, I think that gives us some hope for the community. You know, it's, you know, the community is in the right hands with some map makers that are behind the scenes at Treyarch helping out. So that kind of stuff puts a smile on my face, because the zombies community, like I said before, is such a passionate community, and they get into the nitty gritty of what they do because they love it. And you know that makes me feel good. It makes me feel good for those people. But
So Jason, do you want to screen share what you're looking at in Discord?
Oh yes. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have something very, very interesting to show you guys today. Essentially, what it is if you all have played Z's custom map Totus Runen, he's going to take us on a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look of his map here on Black Ops 3 Mod Tools to round out the end of this live stream today. And we're just going to go ahead and take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and switch over. Go ahead and switch over to that right now. Come on. Why are you not switching over? Do it. I pressed the button. Fine, I'll do it manually. All right. So here's here it is. I'm on Discord. Say hello, Discord. Say hello, everybody on Discord. But yeah, so go through the process. Like, what are we looking at? Like, what are the things that are in this map that
Purple and
work?
yellow squares you see right here are your initial spawn points for your 4 players, and if you die out, your respawn points.
Interesting.
So I can move those and put them wherever I want. These red squares you're looking at, those are the zombie floor spawners that come out of the ground, so I can put them wherever I want.
Wow.
Little funny side note, like I said, this map was me ideally learning how to use mod tools. It wasn't supposed to be a release. So my skill level was very a noob. This is a zombie spawn barrier window. We all know them. We've all played zombies. We know they come out there. I didn't know how to make them. This one comes with the mod tools test map. And funny story, this is the only window spawner on my entire zombies map, because I did not know how to make them. So the rest of them are all floor spawners.
You know what? That's funny. I didn't even think about that at first when playing your map. That's funny.
Yeah. So that's pretty funny. The red stuff you're looking at, that's everywhere. Those are player clips to stop you from going through stuff. So essentially your glitch barriers.
Okay.
Nice. Alrighty.
And you can see the vertices marked on the ground. That's for when we're making terrain. So I can grab an individual vert. Like I could grab just this one and pull it up or down to shape my terrain how I'd like.
Nice.
You see all of the stuff for the Easter egg in this stage.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So there's the teddy bear, is it?
So this is why you're having issues. The hitbox is the top half of the teddy.
Oh. Interesting.
So there's that.
So go back to that for a second. So like the white dashes are the hitbox?
You can see, because the hitbox is in the fountain. It'll sometimes the fountain will take it, not the hitbox.
Interesting. So because too.
I mean, I could fix it right now by simply just moving this teddy bear right to the edge. You know what I mean? Have the whole thing off the fountain.
Yeah.
But if I fix it here, I now have to update the map on Steam.
Ah, I see.
Okay.
So there's just no point for me. This is just back up a little bit. You'll get it.
I see. What are those words there? What is?
That's a trigger. So this is the spawn room barrier. So when the player approaches the trigger, that's when you'll get your message on screen. Push X to open door for X amount of dollars.
Very interesting.
And these are reflection probes to help with lighting.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, there's lots of them. Shout out to Verco, who did my lighting for me on this map.
Oh, yeah, I know that name. Yeah, shout out to Verco.
Creator of 47 Berkeley Lane.
Nice.
And Vertice is the one who did all of my Easter egg scripting and my perk machines. He's the one who provided me the new perk machines with the like Treyarch lighting on them. So they look absolutely amazing when you turn power on.
Nice.
These pedestals that you looked at so many times are just a light.
All right.
Now this is, you were talking about making your own models. This is one I've created.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I made this pedestal. I have it saved, and I can bring it into any map I want.
Nice.
So there's the trigger for another door. The lovely rock.
Though this is the Widow's Wine Cave and the where you get the summoning key. Nice.
So yeah, this is, we'll bring it into light. You can see.
Oh my.
There's the rock. And then oh no, it's switched out. So what happens here is you can see the trigger is behind the clip, so you can't actually get to that rock, right? And you played it, you know that.
Yeah.
So we coded it so if you shoot it, nothing's gonna happen. If you knife it, nothing's gonna happen. The only thing that will open this is a grenade.
Nice.
And if you don't use grenades, you're not gonna open it. I've seen people around 15, 20, they still haven't blown up the rock. I tried everything and I can't get it to open them. Like, you have not tried everything because you have grenades.
That's so funny to me because like a lot of people don't use their grenades in Black Ops 3.
Right.
I think that's funny.
Well, and another side note on that was we wanted to have, because some of the best and hard to discover Easter egg steps out there are A, very simple, and B, right in front of your face.
Absolutely.
And so I feel like we kind of nailed it on the head here, because I've seen so many people come up to this. Well, I pushed X, it doesn't do anything, and then they move on.
I think, yeah,
it works perfectly.
Just the way that, like,
you were talking about no perk machine for Electric Cherry. It does exist.
Oh, epic.
Yeah, I remember seeing that and I was like, I love seeing Electric Cherry as a perk machine on custom maps because Electric Cherry's perk machine is nice.
This one we added the zombie head.
Nice.
And blood. You got our buildable table over here. And you'll see Slick is just in case you were somehow able to jump over this massive red wall and land on here. You're not going to stand on it. You're just going to slide right off onto the ground.
Wow.
This is your musical tube, and you can see the trigger there to activate it. Nice.
Awesome.
And then the stairs get clipped, so it's a smooth feeling instead of the janky, going up the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
So they all get clipped on an angle. These were the clipping around the fire pits is what I did not do on release day, so you could actually stand in here and the zombies would just pile up around you.
Oh no.
I was like, oh god, so we had to go back in and fix that.
Yeah.
Widow's Wine Cave is probably my favorite creation by far.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh my god.
Look at the cave. Nice. Look at that spider model on the side. It just looks so cool.
Cool side note, the lighting is actually in the sacks of the spiders for this area.
Oh, that's such a smart idea.
That's where we hid the lights.
That's wow.
This took me forever, and I have arachnophobia, so.
Oh no.
I had a friend like that, and
yeah.
When they released the map, how they're like
screamed in sheer absolute terror the first time I had that spider around.
Yeah, I remember the trailers are like, this is going to be our scariest map. and it didn't end up being scary for a lot of people, but people that are afraid of spiders, definitely.
Oh, dude.
How did you feel going down that cave to the spider boss fight for the first time? How was that?
Literally, I think I have this. Oh, I got rid of the clips because of the DCMA, but I had that clip saved for like 4 years because you could hear the terror in my voice.
Oh,
like,
no.
Absolutely terrified of it. And it was funny because all my friends knew that. So that's why they wanted me to stream it when that map released. Like, you have to stream your first playthrough. I was like, okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Also, I tried to make areas themed on my map. So you've got Deadshot in a firing range.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch.
You've got Double Tap over here with a whole bunch of different ammo types on the ground.
Oh, yeah? Hang on. I didn't notice that. Hang on. What the...
There's a whole bunch of bullets.
Oh!
Because
The
it's Double
small
Tap.
details.
So
Wow.
I did that. Where they had perk bottles, I added them to the perk machine areas.
Yeah, I noticed those. Those are awesome.
The same with these ones. Quick revive. And then the piece that nobody finds.
How does nobody find that?
I told you, plain sight's an amazing thing. Also, it's interesting, but zombie players rarely look up.
True. And they don't appreciate the skybox.
And where was it? Out of my skybox. Where's it? Piece.
Is there something?
Oh yeah,
in the
that's
sky?
actually, I put this actually outside of my skybox.
Yeah.
That one piece you have to shoot.
Yeah, that was... It was funny. I found that piece before I found some of the more obvious ones, just because I'm so used to looking outside the map for certain steps and for certain things.
Oh, this is the one that gets everybody.
Oh, the one by the Pack-a-Punch temple?
Yeah, this gets everybody.
Yeah, that was a good spot for it.
And
we got the bird.
so this crow,
Mm-hmm.
Is that from?
if you look at it, it's got some pretty kick-ass lighting on it.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
seeing
he
it,
does.
yeah.
We originally were going to bug one of my friends and script it so that if he shot this, he would down instantly.
Oh my gosh.
But only him.
It'd only be
That would be that'd be funny.
So when I first had this map out before the most recent Easter egg update, people would be shooting this like crazy. And it was literally like the only blue thing on the map. So they'd always ask me, oh, what does it do? And I'm like, here's a tip. If it's blue, it does nothing for you. And they'd sit there and pack weapons. They'd try and get souls into it. They'd grenade it. They'd widow wind it. Oh man, it was just comedy. So we just left it.
That's funny.
It really doesn't do anything. It just sits there.
That's really funny how people like grenade the bird up there, but then they won't grenade the rock for the summoning
I know,
key.
right? It was too funny. Another side note, I told you, Jason, you didn't find it. Every one of my maps will have a coffee tin because I love coffee.
Oh, I think you told me after the fact, or did you? But there it is.
There's my coffee tin.
Coffee.
It doesn't do anything. It's just a
little Easter egg there. So it's interesting. So like you're toggling your perspective from like barriers to other things. So this is the barrier view.
Yep.
What are some of the other views that you can use on this?
Well, you can go to your game view, which is right here. You can take off game view and just be in the tools itself, so you can see what you're working with. You can select. You can do. So I'm going to select the floor. And we can hide the entire rest of the map so that I can work on my floor.
Wow.
Okay.
So it's like a lot of layering, like you would see in like Photoshop
and then I can bring
or
the
anything
map
like
back.
that. Wow, nice.
So there's definitely, especially like on this view, we'll explain why you would want to hide stuff. If you're trying to map on this, you're gonna lose yourself in all the stuff.
Yeah, that's wow.
So you want to select your room, right, and take that out and just use that so you can work with, a smaller area.
I see.
This can be too confusing. I mean, this is the entirety of the map.
Oh my gosh.
So it's, there's a lot to it to get through all that stuff. So
wow. And I assume wow. So what are the, because I see blue dots and red dots and stuff. What are specifically the blue dots?
Those would be models.
Okay. How about the red dots?
Are they the spawn points?
They could be prefabs. They could be spawn points for the zombies. They could be perk machines.
Oh.
Okay, so anything that kind of like does something.
Yeah.
I'm getting that. Yeah. Okay.
And then I assume all the green is just like walls and stuff.
That's your terrain.
Or the terrain. Okay, yeah.
Are the walls in that the sort of gray outlines that you're seeing in it? Is that sort of the...
These are your walls in between the blue lines.
Oh, I see.
Walls are patches. Or brushes, sorry.
J Money Boy, welcome to the stream and thank you for the host. Much appreciated, friend. We're just taking a look real quick. This is going to be towards the end of the podcast right now, but we're taking a look at what goes into making a custom zombies map here. It's quite fascinating. Wow.
So we're almost at the end, so why don't we show you guys the newest creation.
Ooh. The newest creation. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting a sneak peek.
A little sneak peek, yes.
We're getting a sneak peek at Z1620's newest map here, it looks like. And
load it in and we'll play it.
ooh.
Bear in mind this is nowhere near finished.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We are months away. There are spaces that are not complete. There are, blank holes in the map. Like just bear with me, but I'll show you guys what's coming.
It's all good.
Hoping to have this one out by the end of this year. I'm hoping. Optic, what's going on? Thank you so much for those. Welcome in. Play too rough. It's good to see you.
Awesome.
This is a good early look into like map development for.
Absolutely.
And seeing what goes on before the map, is
I
near
launched
finished.
Steam. That's why I play too rough. Sorry. My mic peaked when I launched this.
No, it's okay.
Was it a black screen for anybody? Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Ooh.
So first of all, this whole area here will not be on the final map. That is my custom test map that I have that has more than the standard test map on it.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is going to be where you spawn in.
Uh-huh.
And this will be your spawn area.
Cool.
And you can see I haven't done the clipping. Some of the models, like you can't go through them if I've made them into brushes, but there are things that you can walk through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to need to be fixed. We have power, temporary placement for it's here.
Mm-hmm.
There's no perks in my map right now, so.
It's all good.
And as I was just rushing, the box is backwards.
Oh, no.
Okay. You should just keep that in there. That's unique.
Got the
Perfect.
Got the L4 siege.
Exactly what I need.
Awesome.
So we have our tunnel section down.
I like that rock. That's nice.
Still got to finish it, as you can tell. And one side's been done.
It's all
and then
good.
I got to work on these pillars to show that they've been damaged.
Okay, yeah, I can. Yeah.
It's funny, like a custom map, like a room like that hasn't been totally textured yet, is like Nocturne and Toten, it looks like.
And then this is one of my favorite areas I've made so far.
Are those I'm gonna guess that maybe the arches came from Der Eisendrache, maybe?
I built them out of brushes and patches.
Oh, nice.
But as far as clipping goes, you can see.
Okay, okay.
You have become the box.
So this is going to continue on down here. And then we'll have, this is going to branch out this door.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll continue on down. Man, I run slow with that thing. Okay, let's get rid of that. The zombies can make it here, but you can see, like, it's not complete.
Yeah, I mean, it's all good. It's in early development.
So
it's looking really good so far, Phil.
Yeah.
Play too rough. Play too rough just says potato boss fight.
Yes, I'm down.
So this is going to be the living quarters side of the map that we just went through.
Okay.
You'll also be able to come out here and, like I said, without clipping.
You can go for yeah.
So you're gonna want to. I gotta get that stuff done.
Yeah.
So we'll come out the other side, and then you would go this way. So I'm starting to get things looking a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And again, all the terrain is. I'm very happy. I think it looks good.
Yeah.
I closed in this area here, so you can't see out anymore.
I like all the lamps as placeholders for like lighting.
Right. I got to get rid of this section and cover it because that does not look good.
I see.
But there's another room. This will be the military side, so these are going to be military themed rooms.
Okay.
And
nice.
Then this one here, I still got to add the wood support beams to the sides. But tunnels are done for this part. Down into here. Fletcher Ruff says the potato boss fight, he would throw chips at you.
Yes. That's perfect.
Again, you can see things haven't been clipped. These are just placed. But this is what I was up all night last night making, was literally this section of tunnel.
Wow.
Well, no, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good so far. And that's a nice looking skybox there too, with the stormy clouds. It reminds me of if y'all ever played Kingdom Hearts 1, like the stormy clouds at the beginning when the game loads in there. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of that.
All right, and then we'll do some fun things here.
What are we gonna do?
God mode on.
No clip.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right, so this will eventually lead you guys down into the rocket launch area.
That's so cool.
This is going to take a while to get finished.
Big rocket cave.
I can imagine that being like the trading spot on the map.
Yeah.
Unless you add something into.
Oh, it may look nice and open now.
Oh, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff probably later.
Yeah.
Equipment.
So, that's what's coming.
Wow. That's nice. That's really nice looking. Wow. This was a really fun episode of the podcast. Really getting a good insight as to what goes into a custom map and all the things that, just talking about it too was a really fun experience today. And thanks for sharing what I would assume maybe the first sneak peek of this map that you've maybe ever shared. I would assume, because
unless you're in my streams.
Unless you're in the streams. Well, there you go.
Or the Discord.
First little sneak peek of it outside of his community, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have a name for the map?
Nope, not yet.
Alrighty. Well, the name is still in the works, working title.
But working title would be ZM Underground.
ZM Underground. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch things over back to the podcast screen. And we're going to go ahead and wrap things up on our end. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Division Z podcast. And an even bigger special thanks to Z1620 for being the first ever special guest of the podcast. This is a pleasure.
Very welcome.
So
Thank you
fun.
so much for having me.
Our pleasure, man. Is there anything that you guys want to say before we end things off today?
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Hope you guys would be willing to have me back at a further time when I can show maybe an update on the map.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Sounds like a fun
Definitely.
plan. Yeah. How about you?
If I had to say anything, just thank you for coming on. It was really interesting to get a really deep insight on how to make a map. And
My
to be
pleasure.
honest, you kind of made us understand things a bit better, I think. Like, we can kind of look at it now and we have a tiny understanding compared to before. So thank you for that.
Not a problem. I just want to say I'm definitely not the most experienced using the
Okay.
tools. Like I said, it's a long learning process. I still learn stuff every single day. And to anybody watching, always remember, the smartest people in the world never stop learning.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I agree. I agree with that 110%. Never, ever stop learning, because that's what makes us better people at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Got all that knowledge. Alrighty. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in this crazy world. Everybody stay safe out there. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Take it easy.